Good morning, everyone. Welcome to Ansarkari. Today, we will do newspaper of 5th December 2022. Starting with first article, Supreme Court says that Uttarakhand Tiger Reserve Road should not be used for commercial traffic because it disturbs the local environment and ecology. Rajaraji Tiger Reserve is very important for prelims perspective. The wildlife corridor between the Rajaji and Corbett tiger landscapes is the point in this article. It says that long-range animals such as elephant and tiger uses this corridor to pass from one place to another, and the road between this forest hampers the wildlife connectivity. So the panel has recommended some points. First of all, the first and last 3 kilometers of 11-kilometer road should be blacktopped. Then second point, it should be all the bridges, large bridge and elevated structure should be replaced by causeway to reduce the amount of concrete usage in the forest. It will also reduce the construction noise in the forest. Further, third point says that night traffic needs to be curtailed. Speed limit should be imposed to 30 kilometers per hour. Further, commercial heavy vehicles through this forest should be discouraged. An alternative road should be promoted between Kotwar and Haridwar. All these steps would be required to reduce the tension, reduce the disturbance caused by traffic in the Rajaji National Park. National Board for Wildlife is very important institution under Wildlife Protection Act 1972. Many of the project needs clearance from National Board of Wildlife. The next article talks about the severe air quality index due to construction, roadside pollution, stubble burning, etc. To reduce the pollution, short-term measures had been used, such as ban on construction and demolition. This is short-term activity. Long-term, we need some different approaches, such as green crackers. Second, move towards electric vehicle. Third, move towards green economy and hydrogen fuel. Fourth point, there has to be incentive-based mechanism to diversify the crops in Punjab so that stubble burning does not take place. Fifth, using eco-friendly building materials. And sixth, urbanization in a very structured manner, in a very planned manner. The next article talks about the massive collection of taxes which has also exceeded the expectation of the government. The taxes revenue was marked nearly 4 lakh crore. Taxes revenue has crossed nearly 4 lakh crore. जितना expectation था उससे 4 lakh crore ज़्यादा collect हुआ है revenue. And some data is there. GST number has increased by 11% in November. Direct tax collection has grown 26% in first 7th of the month. So, with rising taxes collection, the government, the article talks about the rationale behind path of fiscal consolidation. मतलब ज़्यादा खर्च करना है सरकार हमेशा चाहती है, और लेकिन अगर ज़्यादा कलेक्ट कर रहे हैं टैक्स, तो वी हैव टू यूज दैट टैक्स इन अ वेरी प्रूडेंस मैनर। उसको बहुत कंजर्वेटिव वे में एक्सपेंड करना चाहिए। लेकिन गवर्नमेंट हैज़ increased the interest free loan, then it has also given grants to the states. Further, the states have more budget so that it can devolve more money into the welfare schemes. Further, subsidy bill has increased. Spending of food and fertilizer subsidy has also increased, and also the LPG. So this article criticize the government that rather than spending on these uh, areas, the government must stick to fiscal consolidation. जो भी इंटरेस्ट है, पुरानी इंटरेस्ट है या फिर और भी कैपिटल एक्सपेंडिचर में इन्वेस्ट करना है, उसमें करना चाहिए रादर देन एक्सपेंडिंग ऑन दिस थिंग्स। तो ये इसका कोर पॉइंट है। देन नेक्स्ट आर्टिकल, whole article talks about only one thing, that is that जो इंस्टीट्यूशन इंडिपेंडेंस है, जो सुप्रीम कोर्ट ने highlighted in past 2 to 3 weeks, that appointment of the election commission should have committee in which Supreme Court of in which Chief Justice of India should be there. The Chief Justice of India अगर होने से अगर अगर अपॉइंटमेंट इतना ही इंडिपेंडेंस होता, तो द पावर ऑफ सीबीआई, द इंडिपेंडेंस ऑफ सीबीआई मस्ट हैव बीन देयर, जो एक केस नहीं है। सीबीआई का पावर, इंडिपेंडेंस हैज ऑलवेज बीन क्वेश्चनड बाय द ऑपोजिशन, बाय द मीडिया, बाय द सिविल सोसाइटी एक्सेट्रा। तो जरूरी नहीं है कि जो इंस्टीट्यूशनल इंडिपेंडेंस है वो सिर्फ अपॉइंटमेंट के थ्रू ही वो उसको बना सकता है। there has to be some other mechanism such as accountability, social auditing, citizen charter, etc. Then next article talks about the conflict between environment conservation and development. Vikram Mehta says that there has always been conflict between the two things, but he has given his own anecdote that is not important for civil service. The only important thing is regarding to Gandhian method of thinking, that is local self-government, cooperatives, khadi, industries can reduce the impact on environment. It will help towards sustainable development. Then next article talks about criminalization of politics by Sri Venkaiah Naidu, Honorable ex-VP. He says that there is an increase in trend of criminalization of politics, which is very dangerous for the democratic countries. Further, how to reduce it? There has been some steps already been taken. First, that is fast tracking of judicial process, in which the corrupt and criminal will be weeded out from the system, where serious charges including kidnapping, rape, murder, corruption, the criminals will not contest the election only. Then he says that Vora committee is very important, noted down, of 1993 also talked about nexus between the politician, the mafia and the police. Further, 2021 Supreme Court observation was that the nation continues to wait and losing its patience. It also has ruled in 2002 that every contesting candidate should declare his criminal and financial record to uphold the transparency in the system. Further, it has been made mandatory declaration of asset and existing criminal charges to Election Commission. Further, in 2005, Supreme Court has ruled that sitting MLA and MP will be disqualified if the convicted and sentenced if they have been sentenced for imprisonment for more than 2 years by the court of law. तो ये सब रूलिंग के साथ there has to be more transparency in the system, more accountability on the public servant and the politician, so that there is a less control of the mafia in the democratic process. The next article talks about the nutrition challenges. India has been performing very poorly in the area of hunger. India's hunger is not related to lack of food, but is related to lack of adequate nutrition. So this article by Amarjit Sinha talks about there is need for localized community-based approach. मतलब कि rather than top-down mechanism, there has to be a bottoms-up mechanism in where community should take responsibility to cater to the nutrition challenges of the society. Some data is there. India's maternal mortality rate has reduced from 97 and reduced to 97 from 301, including the infant mortality rate from 58 to 27. So this is increasing trend. Further, still 35% of the children under 5 are stunted, 19% are wasted, 32% are underweight. So ये difference क्यों है, मतलब ये क्यों हो रहा है? तो already the government has been doing much in the areas of nutrition such as Poshan, ICDS, etc. But more is required, and that can be fulfilled only when uh, the local people, the local community can cater to these things. So the article has also given some points regarding that. What should be followed? So first point is the collective livelihood mission by the Gram Sabha community organization must be responsible for all the essential services such as health, education, skill, etc., nutrition. Second point, the panchayat should be accountable and responsible for a department at the local level. Panchayat specific planning process should be decentralized. They should be given adequate financing autonomy. The wage system of the ASA worker, of the auxiliary nurse midwife should be formalized, should be uh, should be more, and corporate should be should be brought in to this system. Further, encouraging the diversity of local food such as millet and avoiding the processed food. Fourth, ensuring basic drugs and equipment for healthcare through Jans Aushadhi in each villages. Increasing the communication through paper, print media, through social media campaigning, through people to people, door to door campaigning. Fifth, Anganwadi should be incentivized. Create the platform where local people's girl child, should be empowered. Decentralized district planning on village plan should be basis so that there is no deficient in resources, financial thing. ये सब अप्रोच से तभी there will be adequate changes in nutrition. Then next article talks about one thing, and that is the salary and wages spending by the center in three state. It is a very uh, important thing to note that pension bill has exceeded the salary wage spending. Somewhere it is 51 58%, somewhere it is close to 90 80 70%. मतलब सरकार पेंशन में ज़्यादा खर्च कर रही है rather than salary and wages. It shows that many of the people are moving closer, are moving further from 60 years. मतलब 60 से ऊपर ज़्यादा पॉपुलेशन होना हो रहा है धीरे धीरे. तो उससे जो सरकार के ऊपर जो फिस्कल स्ट्रेस है वो बढ़ते जा रहा है. तो बस ये आर्टिकल में ये इम्पोर्टेंट पॉइंट है. दिस कैन बी नोटेड एंड यूज इन मेंस पर्सपेक्टिव. For inclusive access to the disabled people, the Supreme Court will audit the premises कि वहाँ पर PWD friendly resources infrastructure है कि नहीं, so that they do not feel discriminated in the court premises. Then next article talks about the international relation between the India and France regarding conservation of nature in काजीरंगा. काजीरंगा कहाँ पे है? वो असम में है. इट इज़ फेमस फॉर वन हॉर्न राइनो. क्या क्या होता है, मतलब क्या पार्टनरशिप में क्या हो सकता है? तो तीन चार पॉइंट है जो देयर इज वेरी इंपॉर्टेंट. टॉल एम्बैंकमेंट ऑफ हाईलैंड. टॉल एम्बैंकमेंट टू save animals so that it can climb on it and take refuge during flooding. दूसरा, infrared based early warning system regarding landfall, flooding, etc. Third, uh, technical based of recording animal population. uh, ये and skill development, upscaling of the local forest developing communities. Fourth point, funding between the biodiversity conservation of Assam and the department in France. There has to be modernized, there has to be a different model for funding. ये तीन चार पॉइंट है that will ensure that India France partnership booms in that area. Next article talks about food inflation. This article says that there is a good indicator that food inflation will reduce in coming months, which talks about rabi planting. तो ये डेटा जो इम्पोर्टेंट है, मैक्सिमम एकरेज इन rabi crop is wheat 304 lakh hectare, then pulses 150, then rice, then jowar, then maize, barley, etc. In pulses, maximum is chana, then masoor. In oilseed, maximum is mustard, then groundnut. So this is very important for prelims perspective. So why the food inflation? There is sign of ease in food inflation. तो तीन चार पॉइंट है जो दैट इज वेरी वेरी शॉर्ट, जरूरत नहीं बाकी पढ़ने का. दैट इज ओपन मार्केट एग्रीकल्चर प्राइसेस हाई, और मतलब प्रोडक्शन ऑफ अनियन पोटैटो मिल्क इज गुड. तो इसके कारण फूड इन्फ्लेशन कम होने का चांसेस आने में से. देन नेक्स्ट आर्टिकल वेरी इंपॉर्टेंट रिगार्डिंग द वेस्टर्न कैप ऑन रशियन ऑयल प्राइसेस. रशियन ऑयल need to sell, and Russia need to sell its oil to more than $50, approximately 60 70 to break even. And the cost of production is around 30-40. तो जो यूएन है, G7 है, ऑस्ट्रेलिया है, दे हैड डिसाइडेड टू कैप द प्राइसेस एट $60 पर बैरल. तो दैट इज मोर देन $50. तो जो रशिया का जो इस जो सेलिंग प्राइस है वो अप्रोक्सीमेटली सेम ही है। तो अगर यूरोपियन यूनियन G7 ऑस्ट्रेलिया अगर कैप भी कर देगा तो रशिया को ज़्यादा घाटा नहीं होगा, ये आर्टिकल ये बताना चाह रहा है। बिकॉज रशिया हैज़ बीन इंक्रीजिंगली डिपेंडेंट ऑन चाइना एंड रशिया एंड अदर एशियन कंट्रीज टू सेल इट्स ओन ऑयल फर्दर। क्यों यूरोपियन यूनियन G7 ऑयल प्राइस कैप करना चाह रहा है? तो 3 पॉइंट है जो इम्पोर्टेंट है। फर्स्ट ऑफ ऑल, to keep Russian oil from flowing into global economy. Third, to hurt Moscow's finance to fund its war. Fourth, so that slow decrease in oil purchase will ease the sudden hike in oil prices in the market, and it would create panic in the market. And fifth is मोस्ट ऑफ द इंश्योरर, मतलब कि जो भी शिप जाता है उसको इंश्योरेंस करना पड़ता है। तो मोस्ट ऑफ द इंश्योरर आर फ्रॉम वेस्टर्न कंट्रीज। सो इफ द ऑयल प्राइस इज कैप्ड देन मोस्ट ऑफ द इंश्योरर विल नॉट इंश्योर द ऑयल टैंकर्स। तो इससे जो रशिया का जो ऑयल का डिमांड है वो हो सकता है कम, लेकिन ऐसा ज़रूरी नहीं है। तो ये आर्टिकल कहना चाह रहा है कि ऑलरेडी द क्राइस जो कैप प्राइस है, प्राइस कैप है वो $60 है। दैट इज मच नियर टू वॉच रशिया इज सेलिंग इन द इंटरनेशनल मार्केट। देन नेक्स्ट आर्टिकल इज अ वेरी शॉर्ट वन, ओपेक्स प्लस। तो ये पूरा आर्टिकल में ये इंपॉर्टेंट पॉइंट है कि ओपेक प्लस है क्या। तो ओपेक प्लस इज ओपेक प्लस रशिया। OPEC countries, it is a oil cartel countries which decides to sell the oil at a particular price, उसको प्लस कर देंगे रशिया तो वो ओपेक प्लस हो जाएगा। That's all for today. Thank you.